Hi there, my name is Neil Robinson. I'm a sales manager here at Storth Machinery. Myself and Keris have taken a little bit of time out today to give you a short product video on our Lagoon mixers. So we're going to talk today about a 15-foot Lagoon mixer, a 20-foot Lagoon mixer and a 25-foot Lagoon mixer, each of which are available with a 600mm propeller or a 650mm propeller. So if I take you at the top end, let's start up there and work down through the machine. So over the years, and we've been building this machine for 25 years, it has changed. It's become a little bit more modern, but it's also become more appropriate with larger horsepower tractors. Back in the day, typically you would have a 60 horsepower tractor on a 15-foot Lagoon mixer. Nowadays, we're looking really 100 horsepower as a minimum. So we've strengthened the frame here, and as you can see, it's much more modern. It's laser cut. It's got some nice parking positions for the hydraulic ram, for the lift and lower. Down the bottom end here, we've now got jaws in here rather than the pin sticking out. So now this will grab hold of our tractor link arms and give us a much better structure and a more stable structure at the top end. We've got somewhere to store the PTO shaft. And as with everything that's produced at Storth, we galvanise what we can. It's amazing really coming back to that, because we are getting parts requests for Lagoon mixers that could be 25, 30 years old. So the product stands on its own and lasts for a long time. Okay, so we've got a Cat 2 linkage. We've mentioned the PTO stand. We've a heavy duty PTO which has a shear bolt on it. So we've shear bolt protection. Down through the machine, we've got a top bearing, so a standard top bearing you can see with a grease nipple, and that drives down through a 50mm shaft. In the centre supporting that shaft, we have a wooden bearing. So this machine's a 20-foot. You can see a wooden bearing, so that's a hard wood steady bearing here, and on this side there's a grease nipple, and you can see that also with a 25-foot here. Underneath the machines you can see, and this is, as far as I'm concerned, unique, you have a bumper bar here. So when you hit something and hit it again, you're not damaging this central tube here that's holding the shaft. You've got this protection. So inevitably it's going to come down against the wall of a concrete lagoon or bump against something. So we've built some structural strength into there. We've also got strength here in the top frames here, so you can see, again, fully galvanized, but loads of strength to support that tube and support that drive line. You can see on the 20-foot unit, 25-foot unit behind us, that slight difference here. We've got a top shaft here, we've got a bearing there, and we've got a second, and then a splitter and a second bearing there. We basically can't purchase shafts that are long enough, so it's made out of two separate units. And then to control the lowering into the lagoons and out lagoons, we have the single acting hydraulic cylinder here. So that gives us our control. Nice parking feet, so it's sat off the ground, easy to hitch up. And then as we come down to the bottom end, we have our rubber bearing, which is fitted to all of our Lagoon mixers as well as pumps, and that is sat in the housing there at the bottom. And you can see it's slightly thinner here, and the bearing is sat in here, and the bearing supports the drive shaft, and it allows the slurry to pass through that, and the slurry is lubricating and acting as a greaser for the shaft. So you'll spot the difference between the two machines here. This has a very simple foot, which is this is the 20-foot, and the 15-foot Lagoon mixer has the same. And then if we look at the 25-foot, this has the cow horn. So it's longer, it's going to take more force when it's put down, and it needs a bigger base, so you can see why that's got that. Now, all the Lagoon mixers come with a bolt-on propeller. So you can see bolt-on here and bolt-on the other. That has changed over the years. We get a lot of customers where it was welded on, and when you're looking at changing bearings, you have to take the whole shaft out. We can support you with an aftermarket kit of bolt-on and new shaft if you don't want to go for the two things together. And it's a bit of an interesting scenario here, because we have a 650 propeller here on a 20-foot mixer, and then we have a 600mm here on a 25-foot. which you say was the wrong way around, but every farm's different, people have different ideas and different budgets, so we can put a 600 or a 650 on any of the mixers, whether that's a 15, a 20 or a 25 foot. If I can come back up the top end, as with everything from Storth, we've got in here a proper user manual. We're all UK CE marked. In there tells you what you need to grease, what your safety bits are, and also at the back of that gives you your parts books. If there's anything else that you need to know about Storth Lagoon mixers, please feel free to give the Storth sales team a ring. We're only too happy to help. Thank you very much.